It is the final month of the year, and there are quite a few games coming out this month. You got a lot of attention on the games that just dropped today as of the recording of this video, with the Callisto Protocol, Need for Speed Unbound, Marvel's Midnight Suns. You've got Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII's Remaster coming out in just a couple of weeks, but there are some lower key titles that I do want to highlight and preview, and in this video, we'll be highlighting them. I spoke on one JRPG and Crisis Core. That's getting a lot of anticipation, but another game that I think should have a lot of anticipation is a callback to some of the classics, and that is coming from Deck 13 and Mateus Linda. That is Chained Echoes. This is completely a throwback JRPG. It will be priced at $24.99. It's a game that I've been following for quite a long time. It got kickstarted a couple years back. It's been a long time coming, but it is scheduled to finally be released next week on December the 8th. And let's go over some of the information about it. Now, if you go on over to the official Chained Echoes website, it notes a classic 2D RPG with swords, magic, and most of all, mechs. Take up your sword, channel your magic, or board your mech as you follow a group of heroes on their journey through the war-ridden land of Landis. The game notes fast-paced and turn-based battles don't necessarily contradict one another. No random encounters will be present in the game. Battles take place directly where you engage the enemy, and it will seamlessly transition into a battle section. Give your character an order, and he executes that order immediately. No waiting involved. Which path will you take? Volandis has been at war for several generations, manipulated by foolish tyrants. Can you put history back into the hands of mankind? Your choices will impact the fate of the world and its citizens. Stand tall and shake the heavens. Sometimes your enemies will escape into the sky. What else do you do than boarding your mechs and burn them into ashes using your laser beam? You can freely switch between battling by foot or with your mech, so that'll add a nice layer to the gameplay itself. There's a cave behind the waterfall. Of course there is, and much more. The land of Chained Echoes are diverse and highly intertwined. You can explore by foot with the high speed of your mech or by calling in your very own airship. And this is very much a classic throwback RPG, back to the roots. You'll find everything at a RPG lover's heart needs: a complex equipment and skill system, stats, loot, side quests, big towns, dangerous dungeons, and since this is a classic JRPG style game, a whole lot of mini games will be included as well. Throughout the game and the course of your journey, they'll travel through a wide array of diverse landscapes spanning from wind-tanned plateaus and exotic archipelagos to sunken cities and forgotten dungeons. You'll have a bunch of different unique foes to fight and experience a captivating story throughout. Follow a group of heroes as they explore a land filled to the brim with charming characters, fantastic landscapes, and vicious foes. Can you bring peace to a continent where war has been waged for generations and betrayal lurks around every corner? As far as specifics go and what you can expect from feature standpoint, 30 to 40 hours of playtime has been noted. Fast-paced turn-based battle, no random encounters. As we mentioned, enemies will be present on screen, and you'll seamlessly transition into a battle screen when you engage them. Tons of items to be looted, stolen, or crafted. Complex skill and equipment system will be present as well. You'll have an airship that you could utilize for faster travel, but on top of that, you'll be able to customize your own airship, travel and fight by foot or in your mech. 16-bit SNES-style graphics, and the soundtrack is a bit of a throwback as well, inspired by PSX RPGs. What I would recommend you to do is go watch the release date launch trailer. That'll give you a good idea of the soundtrack, and man, nostalgia. Even though this is a brand new game, it just screams nostalgia with the sound design and the visual style, of course, but the sound design as well. Man, just a throwback to some of the classic JRPGs that you might have played in the late 90s, early 2000s, or even before that, given that this is inspired by Super Nintendo titles, but definitely a bit of nostalgia going on there. Now, this game has been in the works for quite a while. An overview from Deck 13 Spotlight notes a magnus opus 7 years in the making. After 7 years of development, the magnum opus for solo developer Mateus Linda, Chained Echoes, a traditional all-encompassing JRPG inspired by the classics of the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and PlayStation 1 era, is finally finished. Gamers from all around the world can now engage in an outstanding JRPG fantasy that is full of exciting challenges and appeal. Players will find themselves within the continent of Landis after centuries of war, finally at peace. However, this world they are in is marked by possible conflict and rumors that a weapon of mass destruction is in imminent danger. Peace is fragile. Conflicts lasting for centuries just won't disappear. A new war can break out anytime soon, and you're up to the task of restoring peace as a group of strangers. Can the weapons be destroyed? Featuring magic, mechs, swords, boss fights, turn-based combat, a complex story, and roughly 40 hours of content. While being a turn-based game, the overdrive combat system ensures that the fight are fast-paced while still offering massive tactical depth. Creatively tune the skill set of your party and slay even the most vicious foes like a whirlwind. In Chained Echoes, medieval fantasy meets modern steampunk, so get ready for both swords, duels, and mechs. An incredible, carefully crafted world awaits, filled with otherworldly creatures, multiple nations of humans and humanoid races, brimming with individual lore and culture for the player to dig into. In the Wild Volantis, varied environments are a true paradise for adventurers, each with their own unique look and special challenges, menacing bosses, and exciting secrets. Expect narratively for the game to have quite a bit of depth. I would look at that 40 hours number. Yes, that's a lot of content. That's probably if you take part and do all of the side content, mess around with the mini games, everything like that. But given that this is a budget $25 title, if we're even talking a 25-hour long game, that is definitely getting your money's worth. And then when you're talking 25, 30, 35, 40 hours even, if you're really trying to do everything in the game, value-wise, it is absolutely there. And speaking of value, the game will be coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam and GOG. It'll be $24.99, but if you have a PC that can run the game, and by the way, yes, I think the game looks good visually in terms of the style it's going for, but it's not like this game is going to push PCs to the brink, so it'll be easy to run on just about anything. And on top of that, if you have an Xbox or a PC, it will be available on Xbox Game Pass, so you'll be able to play it with your Game Pass subscription if you do want to go for it that way. That'll be an easy way to play the game. Otherwise, $24.99 seems like a very palatable price point and seems like they got it right from a pricing standpoint. On top of that, if you do want a physical edition of the game, that won't be coming this year, but come summer of 2023, PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch owners can get a physical copy of the game. That includes a lot of additional content. You've got the game, you've got this big box, you've got a map, book, soundtrack CD, and so much more. We don't have a price point on that physical edition yet, but I imagine most of you guys are probably going to play the game digitally, buy it for $24.99, or play it through Xbox Game Pass, and then if you enjoy it a lot, okay, then we can talk about the physical edition. But the physical edition looks quite nice. It'll be published by First Press Games, again, in summer of 2023, so a ways away for that. But nonetheless, this is a game that I imagine is going to go under the radar, especially because today we just had 3 major games drop. People already picked up a lot of games earlier this year, but keep Chained Echoes on your radar. I know Crisis Core is coming out as well, so as far as JRPGs go, that's the one people are mostly looking forward to, but this is one that I think can be a sleeper banger. Again, out December the 8th, couple of games really rounding out the year in a big way. I look at games like Chained Echoes, I look at games like Blacktail to have the potential to be, you know, that latter portion of the year, that end of the year low-key banger that you might want to play during your holiday break, especially with a game like this being a little bit on the lengthier side. But that's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know if you knew about this game, if you've already been excited about it. I've been covering it for a while, all the way back to its initial Kickstarter announcement, I believe. That was a couple of years ago, so nice to see it finally come out December 8th. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.